All right, we're going to talk today about whether the glass that you're drinking your wine from matters. Welcome back to Drinking It In. I'm your host, Chris Casara. We're here to help you know more and drink better. And we're going to try to answer the age-old question is, does the glass you're drinking from matter? I have a Pinot Noir Burgundy wine, right? Or a wine from Burgundy. I mean, it is Burgundy in color, but which typically is served in a glass like this, right? Wider bowl to let the aromas have a little more space to then work their way up to your nose. I have here a smaller glass in size. This is more of what you would consider a white wine, standard white wine glass. The idea is that whites don't need as much aeration. They don't need as much surface area, so you can get away with a smaller glass. And this glass is almost more akin to something that you typically serve, Cabernets or Bordeaux blend in. Taller, still wide, still big in shape, but taller and a little bit more of a gradual slope on the inside. I think what's important is what you can kind of see in the shape of all three of these guys is that you want your wine glass at a minimum, right, to start big and then, focus the aromas as it gets to the top. A lot of times in some restaurants don't really have great glassware. You see those sort of goblet looking glasses that don't really do much to enhance your experience, drinking wine. I actually wish I had a glass of that here. We could actually use that to do this experiment. But what I was gonna do is I'm gonna pour this wine in each of these glasses and just see if I get any real differences from the experience, both from an aroma perspective and also from a taste perspective. Just gonna do our little twirls. Oh, look at that. Oh boy, I don't want to ruin all the these light colors in the dining room. Okay, so in theory, right, this middle glass, the Burgundy shaped glass, should match up the best with this particular wine, but I wanted to put it through through a proper test. Let's do the small glass. Let's see what we get. I mean, I've been drinking this wine over a few days, so the nose is still very familiar. It is a little faint though. This nose comes across as a little sweeter, a little bigger. It's interesting. So I definitely do see a very slight difference in the nose, okay? Same aromas, but it is more intense in this glass. It's interesting. All right, let's see what our Bordeaux glass gives us. It's interesting. That's almost a little less intense, or it is less intense. It's like the more distance it has to travel up to the top, the aromas dissipate. It's actually, I would say, the aromas in this smaller glass are stronger than the aromas coming out of this glass. That's interesting. So far, aroma-wise, most intense are these two, with this guy being the absolute best. And then the Bordeaux style glass, the Cabernet style glass, the weakest. Okay. Interesting. Now I'm wondering, I don't have a Cabernet. I'm gonna have to do this same test with a Cabernet Sauvignon. So we actually, pour it in the glass that is, in theory, best suited for a Cabernet and see if we get differences in this. We'll do this in a follow-up soon. All right, let's do some tasting. I think when you look at, what's important when you're tasting wine in a wine glass is that the rim is really thin, right? So that the wine just goes right off of the glass into your mouth. It doesn't like have to kind of fall because the rim's too thick right? So it comes out of the glass and then falls into your mouth. It's just a nice, smooth flow of liquid into your mouth. The thinner, the better. Now these are not Zalto glasses, which I had 2 of them and they've been long since broken. But these glasses are very, they're really good quality and pretty reasonable. I forget these, they're from Spiegelau, right? I think they're both from Spiegelau. Well, this one doesn't have the label. But I'll put a couple of links down below just so you understand which glasses we're using. These are glasses from Wine Enthusiast. Wine Enthusiast or Wine Spectator? I think Wine Enthusiast, that makes more sense. All right, let's do the taste. Clean, lively, bit of a creamy finish there. It wasn't as aggressive on the attack as I was expecting, based on how what I've tasted from this wine in previous glasses. So let's go to the Burgundy glass and see if I get a different experience. This almost has developed into a little bit of a nose that has a little caramel to it, which is interesting. I do notice a bit of a difference. It is much more lively. That's wild. It is livelier. I don't know if it's a combination of the aromas coming through my nose and the wine having a little more time to spread out and get some oxygen, but definitely tasting this wine in this glass versus this glass, it is a better experience. Let's see about this one, which had a very faint aroma. I got my nose all the way in there too. So on the palate, it's much more, I'm getting much more of the red fruit, whereas in these two, I got a little bit more sweetness. This is interesting. I almost would say that while I enjoy the aromas most in this glass, I almost want to say that on the palate, I enjoyed the wine from this glass a little better. It's because it's more pronounced fruit as opposed to, a little bit of a sweetness, a nuance there. Huh. So this is weird, right? So in some ways, when I was drinking the wine out of these 2 glasses, I was saying, maybe I shouldn't have left this out for the 3 days. Maybe I should have put it in the fridge. But when I put it in this glass, it drinks really well. So I think the glass does matter. I am gonna do a similar experiment with a white wine in these 3 glasses and a Cabernet Sauvignon, or maybe even a Bordeaux blend in these 3 glasses in future videos. So we'll really see whether the glass makes a difference. But right now, Pinot Noir, Burgundy wines, I get significantly more aromas coming off of this, and I get a softer wine experience on the palate in the Bordeaux glass. So interesting experiment. I hope you've enjoyed watching and you maybe try some experiments of your own at home, and I will see you next time. Cheers. Hey, it's Chris. I wanted to thank you for joining. I appreciate all of the love that people have been giving this channel over certainly the most recent months. I encourage you to hit the like button, write some comments down there so we can continue the conversation. And I've put a video, a playlist up here for your enjoyment because I know you'll get some value out of it. And I look forward to seeing you more and more.